All right, for a lot of people that don't understand, one major reason why Andre Drummond probably is going to get traded is because of Blake Griffin. And let me kind of break that down on why Blake Griffin is a huge part of why Andre Drummond is going to walk. We back, Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate the love, support for real, man. Keep looking out for me. Check my other channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV. Talk a ton of sports, music, entertainment over there. So check me out, all right? But yeah, one of the big reasons that Andre Drummond got to leave is because of Blake Griffin's $36 million contract that jumps to a little bit more next year, and then he has a player option for around almost $40 million. So his contract is not really stretched out as bad as it could be because now you only got 2 more years left. But that's one of the big reasons why the Pistons have to move on from Andre Drummond, because Drummond wants a similar around $40 million contract, and you're not playing $80 million between 2 players to not make the playoffs or barely make the playoffs, and then you can't put players around them. All right, so it was either Blake Griffin or Andre Drummond. They didn't make the move at the trade deadline last year. It was a lot of people that were inquiring about Blake Griffin over the summer. You heard Atlanta. It was some talks about Chicago. You know, they were saying in an article I just read, I'm glad we didn't trade for Blake Griffin. So they would have got more for Blake Griffin last year than they're gonna get for Dre this year, and they probably would have got more for Blake Griffin last year than they would have got for Andre Drummond and trading him last year. You know, so that's the reason why they don't want to carry those 2 big contracts, and then they have no flexibility going forward. Now they are going to probably let Reggie Jackson roll off. So between the 3, had Reggie Jackson made the $18 million next year, that would have still put them almost $100 million around the cap. So now they shed around 20 with Reggie. They would shed another 28, 30, or 26 with Andre Drummond. So basically they left with Blake Griffin. So they don't want to be paying all that money on 2 big guys and not being able to get wings. So if they had the option and they had to choose right now between Blake and Andre, I believe Blake Griffin would be the one getting traded because he has more value if he were healthy, because he has at least 1 more year on his contract with an additional player option year on there as well. So people need to understand that Tom Gores is not trying to go into the luxury tax for a team that's not going to make the playoffs with 2 players that's not going to be championship caliber. Now, had Blake Griffin been younger, like Ben Simmons and, Andre still the same age he is, and they had potential, then he will keep the team together because they're going to get better. But Blake Griffin is not going to get any better, and he may not get any healthier, so they are stuck with that contract, similar to, basically Boston being stuck with Gordon Hayward contract after the injury. Okay, I guess they didn't really believe that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown would be what they become, so that is what it is. But Blake Griffin is a major part to why Andre Drummond is going to have to move on. His contract is really, really massive, and they can't move him until he's healthy. Now, if they were assured that Blake Griffin will come back healthy and they can move him over the offseason, then maybe they keep Andre Drummond, give him an extension, but they don't want to be stuck with both. And you have people say, well, Tom Gores doesn't care. He's a billionaire. No, I mean, it's not just that. You don't want to pay into the luxury tax, or you don't want to pay all that money and you can't improve the team. So we're moving Dre's contract, and eventually if Blake get healthy, you can move that contract. Now you can just be bad, rebuild the team, and then you can fill it out with veterans and free agency. Eventually, if they're attracted by some of the young guys and young stars that you bring in. But like I said before, had Blake not been here, his contract not been here, had they been able to move on, Andre Drummond would be retained. Most definitely. But, hey, don't count out that if they do, Blake Griffin do get healthy over the summer and somebody do take a chance, or he can play sometime this year, which I doubt it, and he shows some bounce, somebody trade from over the summer, don't count out the Pistons bringing back Andre Drummond. Maybe Andre Drummond don't get what he think he deserves on the market, and people got to understand, Andre Drummond wants a supermax deal. That's around $40 million a year, $41 million a year, what Chris Paul got. And for a guy that is a dinosaur in today's league, when I say dinosaur, he just a big man that got a big body and can rebound, but he ain't that he doesn't dominate, or he isn't good on either side of the ball. You could probably say he averaged defensively and he below average offensively, especially compared to the Joel Embiid's and Nikola Jokic's of the world. Now, had he been dominant off defensively, then you pay him. But right now, Blake Griffin is a really, really massive reason, huge reason why Andre Drummond is stuck in Detroit. So, I mean, it's going to be out of Detroit. That contract. So, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Got a line video lined up for later. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, share the videos. We gone.